Stepped up to the house party, kinda faded. J's on mask on, yeah, I'm kinda basic. You stood out, Halle Berry cut amazing.
So,
We bop.
we are
All right.
Kingsmen Radio.
Thanks for everybody tapping in. Follow us on Instagram, Kingsman_music_group.
You see it.
Go stream that new Left Way album, LEFFWAY. Go stream that. Go
out
check
now.
that out. It's out now. Amazing album, amazing artist.
So, I've been watching this new show called Paradise.
On what, Netflix?
It's on Hulu. If you haven't heard about it, it's a really pretty good show. It's also dealing with presidency and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I found it real interesting about a certain scene, right? And I'm going to play this real quick.
Okay.
Collins, I think it's time you put your foot down with your wife. Trips to Atlanta.
Hold on. I want you to hear that again.
Collins, I think it's time you put your foot down with your wife. Trips to Atlanta are not as risk-free as they used to be.
My wife hasn't listened to me for 20 years, sir.
Bam. I'm keeping it at that.
I don't watch the show, but I already know where you're going with it. I already know where you're
Now,
going
the
with
show is a great show, but not to give too much, it's about a catastrophe, a world global catastrophe that happened. And what happened was this woman, billionaire, decided to create another world for the survivors of this catastrophe. Now, in this catastrophe or in this new world, you have a president, right, who is protected by this young man who has a family. He happens to be a black guy, but he's the head of security he's head of detail for the president, right?
Okay.
So before this catastrophe happened, the president knew, but wasn't forthright with all the information, which he probably couldn't be. So this guy, one of the main characters of this show called Paradise, his name is Xavier. He has a wife plays a very important role in something. She does something very important. I'm not too sure, but he also has kids. Anyway, the catastrophe just happened, and before the president was telling him, listen, tell your wife not to go to Atlanta. She had a very important job, and throughout the show, I'm not gonna lie, it seemed like she wore the pants, right? So
Is this a black couple?
yeah, it is actually.
I got something to say. Hopefully we got time.
All right.
I got
So
something to say.
real quick. So he, the president, the scene that I just played, it goes, listen, you need to put your foot down, right? And tell your wife not to go to Atlanta, right? He replies and says, listen, I've been with my wife for about 20 years and she never listens to what I say. And I just, for some reason, I'm just like, this is interesting. Your wife, the woman that you married, doesn't listen to anything you say. Now, granted, he probably don't have to, it's not that deep, but it is. Because her not listening got her ass left. Excuse my language. Now, her being left, of course, he got mad. Oh, my wife died. He's, got lost in a catastrophe, blah, blah, blah. But she was supposed to meet at an airport, but because she went to Atlanta or whatever the situation was, as far as her not being in a place that he would like her to be, she got left.
Okay.
Right? And I'm thinking to myself, nobody's pointing a picture that she don't listen in the first place. So I brought this whole thing up. And we have a few minutes. Your woman not listening. It just so happens that she was a black woman. But if you watch the show, she clearly wears the pants. She's telling him what to do. And in fact, in one scene, she's like, listen, you're going to have to man up and buck up and whatever the case may be. But I just found that interesting that she just happened to be black. And he's like, my wife never listens to me. That's a problem, my bro.
It's a problem in real life. It's a problem that it's being shown on TV as something that is normal and that promoting that narrative. There were rumors out there that, when Michelle Obama didn't show up to the, whatchamacallit, there was rumors that might have been a problem, but people say, oh, maybe she had a prior engagement, so on and so forth, whatever. I don't know, man. I know someone who has a job and recently switched managers, and the old manager was a young white man who had some relationships with leadership and stuff like that, and was very understanding of certain situations that would come up personally and would allow them to navigate that without the risk of losing their job or being in trouble. New manager comes in. Black woman.
Anyway, got a text from Dre. Told me to get dressed and be on my way. Yeah. Pulled up to the scene with it. And I'm super clean with it.